history and have built some absolutely gorgeous cars. Their first driver's title was won in 1952 by Alberto Ascari. Considered one of F1's most dominant and best-loved champions, he drove the iconic Ferrari 500 and defended his title the year after. It was Juan Manuel Fangio in his Ferrari 250 who secured the team's next driver's title in 1956. Remember, he was world champion 5 times with 4 different teams. Mike Hawthorne, Phil Hill and John Surtees also won titles for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s, and the cars back then were beautiful, and they even sounded great, didn't they? Anyway, Ferrari went 11 years without winning a title until Niki Lauda won in 1975 in the iconic 312T. Throughout much of the 80s and 90s, though, Ferrari looked like they'd never go all the way again. Le Professeur Alain Prost came pretty close in 1990, but lost out to his bitter rival and former teammate at McLaren, Ayrton Senna. It was only when John Todt recruited a swathe of staff from outside of Italy, including Michael Schumacher, that the glory days returned 21 years after their last driver's title. The turn of the century saw the prancing horse sprint to an unprecedented 5 consecutive championship doubles. And after Schumacher left, Kimi Raikkonen reclaimed the driver's title immediately. But despite employing 1,500 people, the Iceman remains the last Ferrari world champion. So, 16 constructors' titles, 7 more than McLaren, and 15 drivers' titles, 4 more than, again, McLaren. Ferrari are truly Formula One's top team. Forza Ferrari.
Good morning. This morning, I'm Olivia Buzaglo. You are listening to the early sports breakfast here on talkSPORT. How was your weekend? Did you have a nice weekend? Was it a chilled one? I had a very chilled weekend, actually. I wasn't working. It's quite nice. I went to the seaside and it was raining, but I got like little bits of seafood on the beach, which was quite cute. I hope you had a lovely weekend. We are building up the talkSPORT breakfast at 6 a.m. this morning with Jess Stelling and Ali McCoy. Nick's still with me in the studio. Nick, we've got plenty going on, haven't we?
Yeah, just a little bit. We'll start with the VAR madness at Anfield. We've got Oliver Glasner sounding like he's having second thoughts about leaving Palace. We'll hear about a potential VIP arrival at the Swansea.com stadium. And we're asking for your goal of the weekend, along with an uplifting song request for a Monday morning. As always, get involved on the usual number 03717 223344 or WhatsApp text 81089.
All right, let's get into it, shall we? How was your weekend, Nick?
Also very chilled. Watched a little bit of the cricket, a little bit of the rugby, a little bit of the football, and actually a little bit of the Super Bowl when I couldn't sleep last night.
Oh, no.
But mostly, last night was completely, I think for me, just another example of why we do not need VAR. Because it was right.
Just give the goal.
The decision was right.
The ref gives the goal on field. So let's just give the goal. Szoboszlai fouls Haaland. Haaland fouls Szoboszlai. Get rid of them both. Just leave the goal as it is. We'll get into that. But I had a lovely weekend. I had when you go to I went to Leon Sea.
Oh, nice.
Down by the beach.
Yeah,
it rains every time I go there. But I got they have those proper seafood.
What, did you have
things.
Cockles?
Yeah, so I got mussels. But my friend got a thingy of cockles. So we had a roll. We had 1 roll mop, 2 lots of mussels and cockles. And they were unbelievable. That to me is like heaven. If the sun was shining, that's I'd be my happiest just sat there. If Chelsea were playing as well, that'd be perfect.
Used to sell roll mops. I was a fishmonger in Tesco's once.
Were you?
Yeah,
you were on the fish counter.
That's right.
I worked at Waitrose. I did actually train. I did get trained on the fish counter and how to gut a fish, and it was. I loved it.
It's useful, isn't it?
Loved it.
I did about 60 salmon one Christmas.
So now do you still know how to do it?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I can probably just about quarter fillet you a Dover sole with the right knife.
My God, that's so cool. Thank you so much, Nick. Nick will be back to talk weekend bangers, an uplifting song on a Monday morning, and front and back pages as well. It was eventful, wasn't it, in the Premier League? Sunday more so than any day. We will get to that, but here's how another crazy Premier League weekend sounded on talkSPORT.
Throws himself at it, leads with a deserved win that takes them level on points with Spurs and Palace.
And then Bruno Fernandes is there to stab it home at the Stretford end and secure all 3 points for Manchester United.
Scott Parker, what are you thinking now? Burnley 0, West Ham 2, and it's come from Valentin Costanelos.
Hat-trick Cole Palmer inside the first 37 minutes of this game. Wolves 1, Chelsea 3.
Fulham 1, Everton 2. This is an embarrassment for the Fulham defence, in particular goalkeeper Bert Leno.
Arsenal 3, Sunderland 0. Victor Gyökeres off the bench at the double.
The left-footed strike, Ethnic Gallagher in to break Newcastle's heart. Brentford were brilliant, up to 7th. Newcastle 2, Brentford 3.
That's the boos from the home fans. Brighton have been beaten. Brighton 0, Palace 1. Ismail Assar, the hero.
It's going to be Haaland against Salah. Talk about a pressure penalty. But he's put this one left-footed into the bottom right corner. Liverpool 1, Manchester City 2.
The title race is not done yet.
Yes, it was another crazy weekend of Premier League football, which all culminated in, of course, Manchester City's win at Anfield. That's the first time they've ever done the double over Liverpool in the Premier League. Mad stat, that is. It's 1937. And that's the first time Erling Haaland has scored at Anfield as well. That was one of, I think, the only ground he's yet to score at now is the Stadium of Light. Incredible. But obviously, we're sat here talking, and not even really talking about City's win. It was a big win, but talking about that sort of last-minute decision that happened when Shirky has almost a shot from the halfway line, or sort of plays Haaland through. Haaland and Szoboszlai running at it. Szoboszlai pulls Haaland back, gets in front of him. Then Haaland pulls Szoboszlai back. The ball rolls into the net, and the goal was disallowed and brought back for the first Szoboszlai foul on Erling Haaland, and he was given a red card, which means he now misses Sunderland away in midweek. Just give the goal. Just give the goal. Just Szoboszlai fouls Haaland. Haaland fouls Szoboszlai. Craig Pawson just gives a goal on field. I understand, right? I understand that VAR had to I get that that's the laws of the game. And because Haaland fouls Szoboszlai, you have to bring it back and give a free kick and a red card. But just give the goal. It's so frustrating, like, as a football fan, to have a goal like that disallowed just for, like, no real reason. The game, and I suppose Sunderland will look at it from a different perspective, going, well, Szoboszlai should have been sent off and now he's playing, whatever. But, anyway, let's see what Pep Guardiola has to think about it all, shall we? He says the ref should use a bit of common sense.
It's common sense, no? Sometimes we want to complicate the things or pretend we are special, so come on, 3-1, go home, everybody happy, and especially City. I'm happy that Szoboszlai can play the next game, and after they lost, Szoboszlai cannot play. It's better than tell it had to be false every single action in the corners and the free kicks. Every corner in the free kick now in the Premier League had to be fault if Szoboszlai make a fault. So, but anyway, it's what it is, and happy for the victory, and come back home, and Wednesday another one.
So that's what Pep Guardiola thinks. On final word, former Premier League referee Dermot Gallagher says Craig Pawson could have given the goal if the ball was already over the line.
Don't forget, when Craig goes to that screen, he retains all options. He can give a goal. He can give a foul to Szoboszlai. He can give a foul against Szoboszlai and a red card, which he did. He retains all options. When he goes to that screen, he will see that, and if he sees the ball's over the line, it's cut and dried for him, isn't it? Because he can go, right, I've got a great decision here because I can give a goal. And people forget, the goal would have been Cherky's. Cherky scored that goal from inside his own half.
Yeah, it's dribbled all the way.
So he would have been able to give a goal. Man City would have been 3-1 up. Liverpool wouldn't have lost a player.
For 3 games, yeah.
For one game, isn't it? Because it was Dogs-go.
Yeah, so Szoboszlai missing for a game now. I mean, It is what it is. Anyway, Manchester City are back in action on Wednesday night. They're at home to Fulham in the Premier League, which is exclusively live on Talk Radio. You can download our app to swipe between stations. So it was a win for Manchester City in a really important game. And this felt like a really, really big win as well for Crystal Palace. And sort of got us thinking, does Oliver Glasner have to leave Crystal Palace? Now, we say this because he does speak about his love for the club and the players. Obviously, a brilliant win. Ismail Assar scoring a brilliant goal. I think to do that at Brighton against their biggest rivals, ending a 9-game winless run. They're now 9 points clear of the drop. And I think there was, a few little question marks about whether Palace may be dragged into that relegation battle. We know that Oliver Glasner has announced he will be leaving Palace at the end of the season. He wasn't happy with the club's transfer windows and the business they've done. Jurgen Strand-Larsen obviously arrived, and I thought that was a very good signing. He nearly capped off the perfect debut with a goal. But background to the question, does Glasner have to leave Palace? Is he having second thoughts? Take a listen to this.
Oh yes, I think I love my team. I love Crystal Palace. I love the fans. I love what we have achieved, and I love what we will achieve. How we work together, how we respect each other, and that's what I love definitely. But again, this is nothing to. I can't always, after losing, I leave. After winning, I stay, because then nobody knows what to do. So this is more than just decide from your emotions. But yes, it feels great today.
That was Oliver Glasner talking there. Will he be leaving Crystal Palace? We think so at the end of the season. We've got all 10 Premier League games exclusively live on the talkSPORT network this week. We love a round of midweek fixtures, don't we? Starting tomorrow night, Chelsea, Leeds, Everton, Bournemouth, Spurs, Newcastle, West Ham, Man United. And you can download the talkSPORT app to swipe between the games. And we've just got time for the action in California, the Super Bowl, where the halftime show was a very Latin affair. So that was Bad Bunny. Obviously, he was the halftime show. I think he got a Grammy the other day for an album that was entirely in Spanish. There was no English in there whatsoever. He brought out Ricky Martin. I absolutely love that, by the way. Jessica Alba, Cardi B, Lady Gaga came out as well. He had sort of had a message of togetherness, saying he held a football with "Together We Are America." Although Donald Trump did then post online that it was terrible and not what America's about. So interesting. But I think everyone actually loved it. Everyone loved Bad Bunny's performance. I haven't seen it yet, but I will go back and watch it, I think. Not that I'll understand a word he's saying, but well, the game itself, it was the Seattle Seahawks who won. They beat the New England Patriots 29-13. Britain's Aidan Durday became the first overseas coach to win arguably the biggest game in world sport. Arguably the biggest game in world sport. To me, the World Cup final was a big game. But anyway, talkSPORT's Will Gavin called the action.
May in the gun, takes the snap. Huge rush off the edge from Devon Witherspoon. And the ball comes out. Witherspoon hits him. The ball is out. And it's going to be returned all the way for a Seahawks touchdown. Maffei! 30 yards. And this is the play that this game truly deserves. This Seahawks defense have been the best in the NFL over the last 10 weeks, and they seal Super Bowl 60 with a huge fumble recovery and touchdown.
We'll have loads on Super Bowl 60 content from our team out in California. You can head to the talkSPORT USA YouTube for plenty more. And don't worry, if you're listening on a Monday morning, we haven't forgot our goal of the weekend plus an uplifting song for a Monday morning. This is my choice.
30 yards out, right-footed. It has moved. Swerved beyond the stranded goalkeeper, Donnarumma.
I love. Does this not just give you like the most like nostalgia? I can't remember what football show it was. I think it was Premier League, maybe League Cup, but that is Texas in a Smile, and it just reminds me of like the intro to a League Cup or a Premier League season. But I absolutely love it. So that's mine, and obviously the goal I've picked is Dominic Szoboszlai's absolute banger at Anfield against Manchester City. What about Nick's choice?
past one defender, past two defenders, into the box and slammed the finish into the back of the net. What a way to announce yourself as a new Bournemouth player.
The studio with me so we can have a vibe to these songs. That was Chesney Hawkes, One and Only, and Nick's choice of goal was Rayan's for Bournemouth against Aston Villa. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look. He sort of weaves between a couple of defenders and scores a really, really good goal that got Bournemouth a point. Let us know yours, your goal of the weekend and your weekend banger to go with it. An uplifting song for a Monday morning. 03717 223344, or you can text us on 81089. This is Early Breakfast on talkSPORT with me, Olivia Buzaglo. It's just gone 5:15. Up next, we'll hear from Swansea's manager about a very special arrival in South Wales.
Just disrespectful. And how about you look at your own performances? I rate Romero. I do rate him as a defender. 5 goals this season as well. He's chipping in with his goals from centre half. But you haven't had the best of seasons. You cost your side on numerous occasions with poor defending. Just shut up and play football. Leave that to the manager to speak to the board about signings. It's none of your business. Fans will like it.
Captain.
Yeah, fans will like it. Okay, would you see an Arsenal captain come out and speak like that?
But Arsenal not in the same situation.
One of the things Thomas Frank said in that clip we just played is that Romero is ambitious. Can't have been that ambitious.
Well, he's won the World Cup.
He signed a new contract with Tottenham. If you're that ambitious, you don't do that. You back yourself to go and play for a big club. He was part of the team that finished 17th in the Premier League last year. He was described by our own Stuart Pearce as a liability in the previous meeting with Manchester United. He isn't that good a defender. I don't think he's that good a character. And I think he should have been stripped of the captaincy. This is not how a captain of a Premier League football club should be behaving.
Well, he's a Europa League winner and a World Cup final
the dog and
winner.
duck in the final.
Well, they didn't bring the dog and duck in the World Cup final, did they? They beat France. But
well, Sam,
Jimmy Traore won the Champions League. Doesn't make him a legend of football, does it?
Saying he's a legend. He's just saying that he's not a bad footballer. You think he's overrated. And I think he's got...
So does Stuart Pearce. I'll take Stuart Pearce's view over mine.
I think he's got great qualities. I think he's just a little bit sometimes too eager. And sometimes his ego gets the better of him. And he wants to go and do everything instead of being disciplined.
There's the point that you've made. He's rash on the pitch. He gets too many bookings. He gets too many red cards.
Good morning. It's 5:19. This is the Early Sports Breakfast. How are you this Monday morning? Did you have a nice weekend? Did you enjoy all of the football? Manchester City back in the title hunt. 10 minutes before the end of that game, Arsenal were 9 points clear and everyone was saying title race over. Fast forward 10 minutes and the title race is back on. Did you enjoy the Super Bowl? Did you stay up to watch the Super Bowl? The Seattle Seahawks beating the Patriots in California 29-13. We're building up the talkSPORT breakfast at 6 a.m. this morning with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoy's. Quite interested to hear their thoughts on the disallowed goal at the end of at the game at Anfield. A few more things you need to know then this Monday morning. Legendary skier Lindsey Vonn is recovering from surgery on a leg fracture after an early end to her Winter Olympics. The American crashed in the women's downhill after going for gold with a ruptured knee ligament in Cortina. Rangers can look forward to another Old Firm derby after being drawn against Celtic in the quarter-finals of the Scottish Cup. They'll have another home tie next month after hammering Queen's Park 8-0 at Ibrox. And England survived one of the biggest shocks in cricket history in their T20 World Cup opener, holding off a late scare against Nepal to win by just 4 runs. Nepal needed just 10 from the final over, but Sam Curran held his nerve to get England over the line. For more on all the biggest stories, you can go to talksport.com. You can also watch us if you fancy as well on your smart TV, Samsung, LG, Fire TV, Apple, Chromecast, Android, Google, Prime Video. Everywhere you look, TalkSport is there. We've covered some of the action in the Premier League, so let's drop down, shall we, and have a look at the Championship, because Swansea, there's a reason we're talking about Swansea, I'll tell you in a second. They smashed rock-bottom Sheffield Wednesday 4-0. But get this, TalkSport's Lawrence Mora asked Vitor Matos if minority co-owner Snoop Dogg was going to visit Swansea soon.
We need to wait to see if he has his flight booking or not. But yeah, let's see. The most important thing is that ownership is quite close to me and quite close of the players, and that's what we want as a club. And me as a manager, I'm really pleased with that.
Yeah, because he's been talking glowingly, hasn't he, about Swansea and turning you into a global brand and things like that. So it'd be great to get him to the Swansea.com stadium.
Yeah, I think that's part of the vision and part of the culture that we want to build. It's important that we have owners with that vision, but at the same time with the responsibility and the care they have. And I'm really pleased with that. And then, yeah, let's see about the flight tickets, how it will be.
I want to be there when Snoop Dogg goes to Swansea. That's the last place in the world I ever thought Snoop Dogg would be, in Swansea. But if he's there, I want to be there. It was a big championship weekend. Coventry have now gone 3 games without a win. They drew 0-0 at home to Oxford. Ipswich up to 3rd. They beat Derby. Hull go back down to 4th after they lost to Bristol City. Millwall, what a result that is, away at Wrexham, winning 2-0. Leicester are clear of the bottom 3 on goal difference only. They lost 2-1 at Birmingham. And Norwich's revival continues under Philippe Clement, 4 points clear of relegation after their win over Blackburn. How big is tonight, though, for Middlesbrough? They can go top of the Championship with a win at Sheffield United, which is live on talkSPORT 2 tonight. You can send us a WhatsApp or text on 81089. As always, here on Early Sports Breakfast, we want you to get involved. We're talking your goal of the weekend and an uplifting song for a Monday morning. Plenty of you have been getting in touch, so thank you so much. Kieran said, morning, guys. Goal of the weekend is Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno from Disney's Encanto. Oh, okay. I quite like that. Also, lovely goal. Off his shin by I think he meant it. He absolutely meant it, didn't he? I'm assuming you mean that, Bruno. Guy in Brighton said, morning, Olivia. I had a great weekend apart from 90 minutes at the Amex. My song is always look on the bright side of life by Monty Python, but no goal. Guy, come on. We need a goal. Great song, though. Aki has said Soberslai's goal and Fairground Attraction by Simply Red. True Crime, Jill, of course. Morning, Jill. She says, morning, guys. Great weekend for me. United win. Looking forward to the rest of the show. Jill, where's your banger and your uplifting song for a Monday morning? And Reese has just got in touch on the Liverpool-Man City game and just said, game's gone. I wonder how many people will agree with Reese there. Keep getting in touch. 81089 on the text. Your weekend banger, your goal of the weekend, and an uplifting song to go with it. Right, it is 5:24. Time now to have a look at the back pages. Nick Ellaby's back with me in the studio. Nick, what's going on?
I mean, like, the main story is obviously that big Man City win at the Champions. We're coming for you. This is on the back of the Daily Mail. Pep fires title shot at Arsenal after Anfield heist. The Slot is fuming. You can't drop your guards, as in Guardiola.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Can't drop your guard.
Can't drop your guard.
Mad.
Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it?
Mad for it. I mean, if you're lacking a headline and you something to do with Manchester, just go with that.
Just go mad for it.
Back of the Mirror, we're breathing down your necks. So Pep Guardiola's
why is
basically...
necks in yellow?
That's, I think because Haaland's sort of shouting it out.
Because his neck's like, his veins in it, you can't see it. but his veins in his neck is like popping out.
Pep Guardiola has sort of fired a warning to Arsenal. Nothing's really changed, has it, this week?
It hasn't changed, but I think purely because of the fact that they were 9 points behind at one point and seemingly just did not look like they were going to get back into that game, even to draw it. You could tell by the celebrations from Haaland's penalty how much that goal meant. And for City, I think they're hoping that that goal is a turning point. Yeah. I'm still not entirely convinced because of that performance. Second, they were so good in the first half, or just controlled it. But we've seen it so much with City, second half performances.
They don't have control.
They really don't, but they got the win, and that's all that matters. And the title race just lives on for another weekend.
Tell you who is playing with control.
Cole Palmer?
Arsenal football. I mean,
how are we not talking about Cole?
Cole will come up, I think, in the...
Everyone hates it when Chelsea win because they're just like, oh, it's Talk Chelsea in the morning.
We'll do a bit of Talk Chelsea in a minute.
Yay.
Bit of Talk Newcastle first, though.
Yes.
Man United have put Sandro Tonali high on their shortlist ahead of a summer midfield rebuild. This is Mike McGrath in the back of the Daily Telegraph. United looking at a number of midfielders, Elliot Anderson, Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton.
Do they want Baleba? Because they obviously did want Baleba.
Well, they were after him, weren't they? Casemiro obviously off. This Mike McGrath writing that Newcastle would make a big profit on the 55 million quid they paid AC Milan in 2023.
He's been a great signing. I think he's very underrated, Tonali.
Absolutely fantastic player. He can do all sorts. And also, I think Eddie Howe encouraging him to shoot more. He's got a hell of a shot on him.
Yeah, I really, really like him.
Who's the midfielder that Man United need to
They need a DM. They need a DM. They need
Baleba, isn't it?
They were talking about it yesterday. Liverpool not having that one player, that Moises Caicedo star player, that Martin Zubimendi star player for Arsenal. That number 6 just sits there and allows the other two midfielders, or however you play, to just do what they do.
A Jordan Henderson figure.
Yeah. I think a proper defensive midfielder, Carlos Baleba, to me is unbelievable. And I think that style of player is what Manchester United need.
Did you watch any of the rugby at the weekend?
No.
Well,
did you?
Quick headline. Oh, yeah, I watched a little bit of England-Wales before I went to the cinema. I saw 28 years later, the Bone Temple. Oh. We'll talk about that later. But it's brilliant.
Okay, nice.
Emmanuel Faye-Busu is likely to miss the entire Six Nations. This is the England wing. He's got a hamstring injury. But, England were dominant against Wales. Gregor Townsend is in trouble, the Scotland coach, because they lost to Italy, and France smashed Ireland. Ireland look a bit off it, really. And then just very finally, England cricketers in the first game of the T20 World Cup.
That was close, wasn't it?
Was close.
Close gone, Sam Curran.
I was watching that. They were flirted basically with losing against Nepal, which would have been one of the biggest upsets in world cricket history, really. But England kind of have history at having a dodgy game at the beginning of a World Cup, so I wouldn't read too much into it. Also, they didn't do too much wrong. Nepal batted really, really well. But yeah, like you say, props to Sam Curran for holding his nerve with the ball. Basically just bowled 6 Yorkers, and Nepalese batters just couldn't get it away.
Go on, Sam Curran. Things we love to see. Right, that was a review of this morning's back pages for talkSPORT's Nick Ellaby. Right, it's just gone 5:28. You're listening to Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT.
You don't mean that, man.
Okay, stop
man,
shouting,
let me get the out of here, bro. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Talking about my peoples and all that. It's hard to believe a black man and a white man. The cheated. Tell him to sue me so I can show the facts early. Because when the documentary and everything, the story come out, I'm going to show everything.
Fantastic.
I'm going to get all the people that know and all the people that's in the inside. He got people that the inside of him. That know. I don't, what? I don't about that.
I'm not a Fury fan.
I don't about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got to do with him.
Fair enough.
The you talking about?
And with that, he was out of there.
How on earth do you reflect on that? What was he going on about?
Well, look, I mean, at the time, I was a little bit embarrassed because I thought the show's coming off the rails and it was a big show and Deontay Wilder's a big name. So I'm sitting there thinking I'm a bit embarrassed by it. Then I thought, he's a bit of a tit. And then I thought, is he on drugs or something? Or is this theatrics? And then I just came around to the conclusion that he's not right. He's not well. And all this ayahuasca stuff it's probably worked in reverse. I thought it was supposed to make you calm and zen-like. Listen, I didn't provoke Deontay Wilder by asking him a question that he didn't want to answer. I asked him a question about something he'd said, not something I was trying to engineer into clickbait. He called Tyson Fury a cheat. He's sitting in England. Tyson Fury, in some people's minds, is a legend in boxing. And so you're sitting in England. I thought, not unreasonable. Someone else asked him the question, and he didn't like it.
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
Just me and Mark today. Nick's not in the gallery, so it's just me and Mark having a party. It is 5:33 on a Monday morning. You are listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Olivia Buzaglo. Is the Premier League title race back on after Manchester City's win at Anfield? The first time they've ever done the double over Liverpool in the Premier League. Palace ended their 9-game winless run, and how about doing it by beating your biggest rivals, Brighton at the Amex? And Rangers are on fire under Danny Roll as well. We're building up to breakfast this morning with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoy. So that is from 6 a.m. Some more headlines then for you this Monday morning. If you're just waking up, the Seattle Seahawks have won the Super Bowl with a 29-13 victory over the New England Patriots. More than 100 million people are expected to have watched the game, in which Bad Bunny gave the halftime performance. Emma Raducanu looks to bounce back from defeat in the Transylvania Open final when she begins her campaign at the opening WTA 1000 tournament of the season in Qatar this afternoon. Raducanu takes on Camila Osorio of Colombia in the first round. And there are 3 race meetings today. They go at Catterick, Plumpton and Wolverhampton. For more on all the biggest stories, you can go to talksport.com. Our top story this morning on Early Sports Breakfast is the VAR madness at Anfield. Now, no one was really happy with the decision that was made, even though I understand why the decision was made. They thought that they had to bring, the ref played the advantage, Craig Pawson played the advantage from Szoboszlai fouling Haaland. Haaland then fouled Szoboszlai, the ball went into the net. We all say just give the goal, but by the letter of the law, you have to then bring it back and give a red card and a free kick. Pep wanted them to use more common sense and give the third goal, which obviously then would have meant Szoboszlai not being sent off and being available for Liverpool's trip to the Stadium of Light to play Sunderland midweek. And there was obviously drama as well earlier on in the game, which Arne Slot wasn't happy with. And that was Mark Guéhi's foul on Salah just outside the box for pulling his shirt. Mark Guéhi admitted he maybe could have been sent off for that. And Arne Slot told talkSPORT 95 out of 100 people would have sent Guéhi off. The other 5 work for the PGMOL. So the question is, should he have gone?
That's difficult to say, but I think it's clear and obvious that you prefer to go at 0-0 to play against 10 City players than against 11. So it was a big decision, and as I said, there are many decisions that have to be made in a game of football, and sometimes there are 50-50 or 70-30 decisions. I think, but maybe I'm completely wrong, if 100 people have to judge this situation, I think 95 will tell it's a red card, and 5 people that work at the PGML or inside the panel would probably look at it to help the referee and say, no, this you could also not give it, and it's not necessary for the VAR to intervene. If the referee gives a red card, the VAR would never, ever overturn it. And I even think that the VAR should have overturned this one. But yeah, then I'm not even biased. It's just my opinion, because I say the same about the 3-1 incident. And the penalty, which is, you can talk about it. Yeah, the ball is already out of play, but there is a contact moment. And so I don't want to talk about these moments. The crucial moment for me is the one we just spoke about.
Did you think Guéhi should have been sent off? I thought it was probably just the right decision. A yellow card. Diaz was sort of covering, and you can't base a decision on who the player is running through and if they would have scored it. That's irrelevant. So I think probably a yellow card was the right decision. Liverpool go to Sunderland, a huge game, and Dominic Szoboszlai will not be available for that after being sent off. That is the only game he will miss. That game is live on talkSPORT for you on Wednesday evening. Right, it's week 3 of my new feature. I prefer football without VAR. This season, he has been brilliant. I'm not sure he is the missing piece. He should be given the time to turn it around.
Olivia Buzaglo's Live On or Buzag-go. She decides.
Sorry, I love hearing that. It really makes me laugh. If you're new here, I'm Liv Buzaglo. So we thought we'd do a little feature. I have to decide whether something's going to live on or Buzag-go. So the first one this week is Sean Dyche at Nottingham Forest. Let's just hear from him first, because he spoke to talkSPORT's Hugh Wozencroft after Forest's away defeat to Leeds.
Wolves become must-win now?
They've been saying that every game since I've been here. Don't worry about it, it's just for you guys that when they just keep rolling out, every game's a must-win. Didn't say that at Anfield when we went 3-0 there, or Tottenham when we went 3-0 against them. No one said it then. It's just points on the board. That's what it is, getting more points on the board.
Yeah, so they lost to Leeds. That was everyone saying a relegation 6-pointer. Now, when you look at where Forest are in the table, they're 17th. They're now only 3 points clear of West Ham after West Ham's win over Burnley. Dyche did admit that Leeds were better and his players need to show more. It's just 2 wins in their last 9 Premier League games. However, I feel like if there's any man that can get Nottingham Forest out of trouble or keep them out of trouble, I do think it's Sean Dyche. I think at this stage of the season, I just don't think there is any point in Nottingham Forest changing their manager. They've got someone who is definitely capable. We've seen what Sean Dyche over the years has done at different clubs. So Sean Dyche at Nottingham Forest, he lives on.
Can I stay a bit longer?
Stay forever.
Maybe not stay forever. But definitely stay for this season. Right. Next one is Christian Romero as Spurs captain. It's been a bit of a week to forget, hasn't it, for Christian Romero? He obviously got sent off in the Manchester United game. He actually came out on social media and complained publicly about how many players Spurs have available to now then be missing for 4 games. So he's now not an option for 4 games because he obviously got sent off. It wasn't a very good tackle at all. I think that's an understatement for me to say that. I just feel like you need your captain in moments like when Spurs desperately need someone to stand up, show a bit of leadership. That's the furthest thing from what you want from your captain. He's a brilliant player, Christian Romero. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And whether he'll be at Spurs for longer than this season, I think it's looking unlikely now. But I think as Spurs captain, you know, he's been brilliant for them in terms of scoring goals, not even in his own box, but at the other end recently. And he's always had Thomas Frank's backing pretty much up until this red card. But I think now he's put his team in a position where they don't have any players, and now they're not there without their captain for the next 4 because that was his second red card of the season, so he misses an extra game. I think Romero, as Spurs captain, has got a Buzag-go.
Get him off the field! That's just typical of what it is! Get him walking!
That's so ironic because obviously he was walking against Manchester United, wasn't he? And we like to do a little bit of a rogue one for the third one. So we've done hash browns on a fry up. We've done socks in bed. So this time it's school uniforms. What do we think about school uniforms? I loved like mufti day at school where you could like wear your own clothes. However, and school uniforms are just well expensive, aren't they? They're just expensive for like no reason. And like you have to have like, I always used to roll my skirt up. They always said your skirt had to be knee length, your tie had to be a certain length. I don't know. Top button always done up. The only good thing about your school uniform is it gives kids like one less thing to like tease each other about. Because the kids are horrible these days, aren't they? And if you've got your own style, and do you know what? For that reason, disregard everything I've just said about him being expensive and like doing your top button up. I think because it would give kids less to tease each other about, because that for me is one of the worst things in the world. Bullying and school kids doing that to each other, I hate it so much. So for that reason, I'm going to go school uniforms can live on.
Can I stay a bit longer?
Stay forever.
There we have it. That is live on or Buzag-go. Get involved. Do you agree with me? So the 3 things we were talking about today. Sean Dyche at Nottingham Forest, I said live on. Romero as Spurs captain, I said it's got a Buzag-go. And school uniforms, we said live on as well. Get in touch. 03717 22 3344. Or you can text us 81089. Do you agree with me on those? Thank you so much for getting in touch this morning. I love it. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. Today we're asking, obviously it's a Monday morning, your goal of the weekend plus an uplifting song. Paul in Kent, you have won this morning. Cole Palmer's hat-trick and Ice Ice Baby. Do 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 do. That's a winner, Nick, by the way. That's what we're playing at not quarter to, whenever the end of the show is. Lee has said Ismail Assar versus Brighton. Lee, you haven't given me a song. Nick in Tunbridge Wells has said Tati Castellanos. That's a very good goal, by the way, his header against Burnley. But the ball from Malik Diouf was 10 out of 10. And Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves. That is also a banger, Nick. So I'll let Nick decide. Not Nick in Tunbridge Wells. I'll let Nick Ellaby decide. Jammer from Dudley. Szoboszlai's goal was the best. Jammer. No song. Matt says, how good is Joao Pedro becoming one of our most important players? My goal is Szoboszlai and Beautiful Day by U2. I like that. And Joao Pedro is absolutely class. One of the signings of the season for sure. Sammy says, Bad Bunny's halftime performance deserves a trophy. I need to watch it first, Sammy. Santino said, just so you know, Celtic play Rangers away in back-to-back weeks, the 1st of March and then the 7th in the Cup. It will be a madness. Everyone will be looking at... Love that. 2 old firms in a week. Absolutely love it. Give us a text, 81089. Get in touch this morning. Right, it's just coming up to 5:45. Time now for this.
It's a front page throwdown.
Oh, what a move.
The front page is first on the early sports breakfast.
Talk Sport.
Fancy a bit of Ice Ice Baby, Nick?
I don't mind it.
No?
I'm not sure which is the best goal of Cole Palmer's though.
doesn't matter. He became the first player ever to score 3 first-half hat-tricks in Premier League history.
What's this, Chelsea FM?
Yeah, it is. I haven't had time to talk about us this morning. Are we in the front pages at all? Or?
Unfortunately not. I'll tell you who is, though. Spurs Academy and Madonna. So
I saw this.
Yeah. Madonna apparently revealed she took her second ever Uber to get to watch her twin daughters play for Spurs' Women's Academy. The singer, 67, always got to give the ages, looked to be taking a taxi with model boyfriend Akeem Morris, who is thought to be 29 years old, it says here.
Nice.
Good work, Madonna. And her 2 12-year-old twins, Stella and Asteri, were playing for a special youth team to develop into future Spurs stars. Madonna posting online, "I will pay God for some sunshine. Go Stella and Asteri." I mean, I think we're all with Madonna there.
She was also at Spurs against Chelsea in the WSL.
She a big Spurs fan then?
I mean, I don't know. I hope not.
She's got some great shades on. I think that's the picture of her.
Yeah, she was there watching the WSL game. Chelsea won 2-0.
No sunshine, but she still wears the shades.
I rate it.
Now, this is a seriously good story. A herd of llamas cornered an alleged thief in a field until cops arrived.
What?
Raise the alarm. This is in the Daily Star. Heard citizens arrest heroes. Heidi Price and Graham Oliver were alerted to the intruder on their farmland when the 8 animals began to make loud alarm calls. They were stunned to find the 6-foot crime-fighting llamas had made a citizen's arrest in South Normanton, Derbyshire.
Is that actually legit?
Yep.
Because surely you could escape llamas.
Yeah,
Do you not reckon you could just run away from a group of llamas?
Although
they are a bit terrifying, and if they spit at you, they're the ones that spit, aren't they?
Have you ever had any dangerous animal encounters?
No, I don't think so.
I got bitten by a dog once. Had to get a rabies injection, yeah.
No, I don't think I have.
I was running along a beach, and it was running alongside me, and then it just nipped back in my...
Oh, so you weren't being stupid and tried to, pet it, or
I wasn't being stupid. I was just running along, and then, the more you run, the more the dog thinks it's playing.
Yeah, playing, yeah.
It was in Brazil. I had to go and get, a couple of rabies shots.
Ah.
Crazy. And then... Hang on. Wait, there we go. Yeah, apparently we're all cutting pizza the wrong way.
What?
Brits have been cutting pizza the wrong way, say Italian food experts. Slicing the cheesy dish while it's flat on a plate is a huge faux pas that risks squashing its bread base.
Okay, well then how are you supposed to cut it?
So apparently you're supposed to lift the crust slightly while cutting to avoid flattening the dough bottom. Some people use scissors. Have you ever seen that?
I have used scissors, and actually, if that's the correct way to cut a pizza, then it would make sense to use scissors. Because how are you meant to hold the base up and then cut it with a knife? That just feels really awkward.
Yeah, that is a bit awkward.
But if they want me to cut it with scissors, I can do it that way, just to not ruin the
dough. You're doing the right way, apparently. Everyone thinks the trick is cutting it flat on the plate, but that way you squash our fresh, light and airy crust. So pizza experts have your back.
They do. Thank you, Nick, as always.
Cheers.
Love the front pages. Right, it is 5:47. You're listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Olivia Buzaglo. Up next, we look ahead to tonight's championship game. Could we have a new leader at the top?
Let's go to Joe, who's a Liverpool fan. All right, Joe?
All right, Joe boy.
You all right, lads? How are you?
All right, mate.
All right, Joey, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I've gone for a left winger, and I've gone for this player because if it's not your night, he'll pick your pockets again and again and again, and it's the pub fruit machine.
Oh, the old fruit.
Mate, the back line, we've got a doorman, we've got carpet and a fruit machine. Mate, this is the stiffest.
He wants him as a left winger.
Oh, you said left wing? I thought you said left back.
Fruit machine, left wing.
Oh, he's not getting past anyone.
What, the fruit machine?
I mean, modern day wingers, you know, they're quite tall, lanky. I mean, look at Cody Gakpo, for example.
Yeah, but I wouldn't describe Cody Gakpo as a fruit machine.
I mean, you pick your pocket.
You wouldn't, would you?
Oh, the slot machine.
Yeah, oh, the old slot. Oh, see, you might change. Yeah,
The fruit machine, though.
No, wait, listen, I'm having him. I'm not sure he's a left winger, mate.
Well, yeah.
It don't strike me. If I said to you, who are you playing that wide left? And I said the fruit machine, you go, who's he getting past?
Where are we thinking for the fruit machine? Because I like it. I feel like the fruit machine needs to be in there because he's a staple part of a pub.
You stick him in front of the back four.
You want to play him CDM? Why? Because
he's picking pockets.
Picking pocket.
Okay. There's a little bit of that going on.
So we got a fruit machine in the sea.
It's like Yaya Toure, isn't he? It's Yaya Toure because he's not a Kante.
Sade, he's a bit.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Buzaglo. This is Early Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. We're playing Katrina and the Waves for Nick in Tunbridge Wells, who chose that song along with his goal of the weekend, Tati Castellanos' header for West Ham against Burnley. It could be a huge goal, couldn't it? West Ham in their race for survival. I did want Ice Ice Baby. I did try and put it forward, but Nick just refused. But this is a very uplifting song for a Monday morning. We're building up to breakfast in about 8 minutes' time with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoy's coming up today on the station. Then Middlesbrough can go top of the Championship with a win at Sheffield United this evening. Coventry. No, come on, Super Frank. The Blades, Ben Mee, told us the Championship is so open right now.
Yeah, I think it's always been competitive, hasn't it? The Championship's, renowned for that, I guess, being like that as it is. I think this season there's probably not as many teams that are running away with it as previous years. It's probably pretty even across the board. Coventry have done really well. Ipswich are up there, and Middlesbrough also up there, who we play on Monday. But yeah, I don't see many teams sort of running away with it. I think that makes it more competitive. You see the teams up there now that are sort of been at the bottom of the table, near the bottom of the table in the early parts of the season, that are starting to drift up, the Wrexhams of the world and things like that. So, it's a really interesting league, and it'll be interesting to see where everyone's at the end of it.
Yeah, there's a reason they call the Championship the hardest league in the world, isn't it? Sheffield United versus Middlesbrough is live and exclusive for you on talkSPORT 2 this evening. Can Middlesbrough go top of the Championship? And don't worry, that is not all, because talkSPORT have all 10 Premier League games live for you across the network this week, starting tomorrow night. Chelsea Leeds, that's the one you want to watch, want to listen to, isn't it? They are all live for you on talkSPORT. Right, just before we go, we've got Dave on the line, first-time caller. Morning, Dave.
Morning, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you? Just let's get into the Liverpool City game, because I think Liverpool ended up throwing that game away, really. I thought they were sort of going to go on and win the game, but we're all now sat here talking about that VAR decision at the end, which was should it have stood? Should it have been disallowed? What are your thoughts?
Well, it should have stood because Craig Pawson doesn't play advantage.
Yeah.
He doesn't signal at all the advantage law, so he actually done nothing. He's given nothing for the first instance and nothing for the second incident.
Yeah, he just
shouldn't have stood.
Yeah, he just points back to the line, doesn't he? He basically gives the goal. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, you now obviously because of that, would you just have rather the goal had gone in because you were losing the game anyway? Because now you miss one of your most important players in Dominic Szoboszlai for this Sunderland game.
It's nothing really to do as a Liverpool fan. It's to do as a point of law. The referee, just VAR, really overruled Craig Pawson's decision.
Yeah.
He's not played advantage. He has to put his arms out to say.
Yeah, to signal the advantage.
Yeah.
And just finally, Dave, before we let you go, because literally the show's about to finish, where do you stand on Liverpool this season and where do you stand on Arne Slot as well?
The jury's still out on Slot, but I think he'll do a good job in the end.
Yeah. Dave, thank you so much for calling in this morning. Plenty of you have got in touch as well on 81089. We've been talking your weekend bangers and live on or Buzag-go. Harvey has said, I'm still scratching my head as to how Fulham lost to Everton. I had Fulham as well. I thought Fulham were going to win that. And Jill has said, I agree on school uniforms. Agree on school uniforms, Jill. Yeah, I think they had to live on. I think they had to because we know what kids are like. Thank you so much for getting in touch today. Jeff is nearly here. They are coming on air at 6 o'clock this morning. On Friday's show, Mark Lawrenson, we've just got time to play you this. Mark Lawrenson told us on the Liverpool theme that their manager, Arne Slot, talks a little bit too much in the media.
He's one of those who's I think you know when you see his press conferences and you look at him, I think he talks a bit too much, which probably sounds ridiculous, but it's one if you have to consider with the previous manager who was obviously absolutely brilliant, and it's difficult in times to kind of follow him, but. We won the league last year, and it's always difficult the next year to win the league again. And he's had that, but he's had lots of injuries. I just feel if you ask the majority of Liverpool supporters, they'll tell you that when he changes it, it doesn't exactly make it any better at the moment. So. And people are saying, "Oh, he's not this and he's not this," and we might have to sack him and all that. I think that's rubbish. I don't think he's in that position. But you're looking at it at the moment. He's just not quite got it right, I would say.
Do you agree with Mark Lawrenson? Right, there's loads more coming up on talkSPORT Breakfast today. We've got Dwight York on the show. We've got Wales's record try scorer Shane Williams as well, and talkSPORT's viral NFL commentator Will Gavin. On the Super Bowl, you've been listening to Early Sports Breakfast with me, Olivia Buzaglo. Jeff and Ali on the way.
Arnie was talking about style of play rather than trophies. It's great to win trophies looking good, but I don't think Liverpool fans will put up with not winning any trophies or